Hey friends, happy spring! Today, we're out here looking at some of the freshest stuff around. Native grass. You might think to yourself, grass is everywhere, grass is boring. But you're wrong! Grass is super cool. We're out here today on the National Elk Refuge where we're gonna meet a new friend, learn about some native grass adaptations, and give you a chance to make your very own grassterpiece. Okay friends, I want to introduce you to my friend, Carrie Siskowitz.
Hi Morgan, thank you for having me here today. I'm an educator at the National Elk Refuge. Now, did you know that the National Elk Refuge is one of over 560 national wildlife refuges within the United States? Now, a national wildlife refuge is an area that's set aside to protect plants, animals, and their habitats. Now, there's three main types of habitats on the National Elk Refuge. We have forest habitat, wetland habitat, and grassland habitat. And that's what we're talking about here today, our grasslands.
Okay, so today we're gonna go over some native grass adaptations. What's an adaptation, Carrie?
Great question, Morgan. An adaptation is a physical or behavioral trait that changes over time.
Adaptation number 1, drought resistance.
One really cool thing I've learned about native grasses is that they've got a specially designed root system that makes them resistant to drought. They've got some really dense fibrous roots in the first 12 inches and then deeper roots that help them survive when it gets really hot and dry.
That's amazing. And bonus feature is that their root systems hold soil in place to prevent erosion.
Wow.
Adaptation number 2, tillers.
Now Morgan, can you tell me, does grass grow from the base or from the top?
Well, the way that grass grows, Carrie, there's actually a word for it. They put up something known as tillers.
What's a tiller?
A tiller just means growth that originates at the base, at the soil. And what's really cool about tillers is that if grass is disturbed by grazing or by fire, it can regrow quickly.
That's really amazing. So recently here we had a prescribed burn, meaning that wildland firefighters came out to the National Elk Refuge and burned in a controlled manner a huge area of grassland. And that area had not seen fire in a long time. And what happens when grassland doesn't see fire for a long time, dead grass can stack on top of each other for years and years, and it's really hard for nutrients to get into the soil. After that fire though, many nutrients were absorbed into the soil, and so in the coming months we should see really bright green, rich grasses on this area of the refuge.
Cool.
Adaptation number 3, smoke cues.
Another cool native grass adaptation I just learned about is something called smoke cues.
Smoke cues me?
Seriously, some native grass seed, when it comes in contact with smoke, actually grows better. There was this experiment where they took basin wild rye seeds and they exposed them to smoke from sagebrush. Compared to seeds that weren't exposed to sagebrush smoke, those seeds grew faster and bigger than the other seeds.
That is an incredible adaptation.
Adaptation number 4, awns.
Morgan, can you tell me any other grass adaptations?
One cool grass adaptation is on a really cool native grass called blue bunch wheatgrass. Blue bunch wheatgrass has these really cool bristly appendages called awns. There's these little hairs that stick out from the seeds, and it helps the seed snag the wind or passing animal, and when it hits the dirt, that awn actually helps drill that seed down into the soil so it has a better chance of sprouting.
Native grass fun facts. Morgan, did you know that 20 to 40% of all land surface on Earth is made up of grass?
Wow.
And over 800 million people depend on grass for their livelihood and through agriculture.
And some of our favorite foods are grass. Foods like corn,
Oatmeal,
popcorn,
sugar,
oil,
biscuits,
rice,
biscuits. Here on the Elk Refuge, one of our favorite animals that migrate here are long-billed curlews.
You mean North America's largest shorebird?
That's right, Morgan. So long-billed curlews will migrate here to the National Elk Refuge to nest and to rear their young. And they prefer areas like the one right behind me to raise their young. And the reason is that grasslands provide really big open spaces, so parents of those young birds can look around in all directions and be aware if there's any predators nearby. Also, as grasses grow taller, it provides shelter to the eggs and to the small birds after they've hatched.
How many species of grass are there in the United States?
Morgan, that's a great question. So there are about 1,400 species of grass in the United States.
Holy cow! That's more than the 980 Pokemon listed in the Pokédex.
Morgan, do you know what continents grass grow on?
All of them! Even Antarctic hair grass grows on Antarctica. Carrie, I'm pretty tall. What's the tallest grass?
I heard that the tallest grass is actually bamboo, and it can grow over 150 feet.
Holy cow! Carrie, this has been awesome. We learned so much about my favorite springtime friend, native grass. We learned about adaptations,
smoke cues,
tillers,
and awns.
So cool. Do you want to go plant some native grass?
Yes.
Welcome to Make Your Own Grassterpiece. Step 1, decorate your grass home. Okay, what'd you get, Carrie? Oh, that's a really cool bird.
I made Gertie the grass grower.
Oh, I made Gary the grass guy. And it's kind of cool. You can make a face, and if all goes well, the grass will be its hair. Step 2, help your teacher fill up your cup with dirt. Step 3, plant your seed. Step 4, put a little bit of dirt on top and tamp it down. Step 5, very lightly water the soil. Be careful, you don't want to wash away the soil or the seeds. In about a week, if all goes well, you'll start to see the first very tiny little sprouts. Once they sprout, just make sure to keep that dirt nice and moist. Don't let it dry out. And in about a month, you'll have something that looks like this and is ready to be transplanted outside into a garden or planter bed. Carrie, you did an awesome job with your grassterpiece.
Thank you.
Where are you going to plant it when it grows up?
I'm going to plant it in my backyard, and I'm going to watch it over the next few years to see how it grows. So Morgan, you got to tell me, how does soil get rich?
When Mother Nature makes it rain. Carrie, turf grass is grass like Wimbledon grass.
Morgan, Morgan, do you know what continents grass grow on?
All of them?
Yes. So yes, okay, let's start over.
Grass grows from the base. That allows it to get disturbed by growth